Hello. Welcome to another Freedom Fridays. As always, I'm so glad that you're here. Today's topic, y'all. She said burnout isn't real. I can't wait to show y'all this real. Because honestly, it made me so mad when I saw this. I was like, say what? What? And I know I'm not the only one because the way that I saw this content, it was a stitch in another woman's reel. So the woman who stitched this reel is arguing it down, all the way down, about how burnout is absolutely real and all the science behind it. But here's my thought about this too. I know that this makes us mad, and I don't want you to get mad at me, but what if this is a both and kind of conversation? I would say that burnout is real, and burnout is about more than just hard work. So don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. So yeah, that being said, I want to talk with you about all of this. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to share some of my own thoughts. My again, the question today is burnout a myth? And yeah, I want to get into that. So, I'm going to go ahead and put on the timer and give everybody a chance to get in, get your drinks, get comfy, get your typing fingers ready so that we can have a good conversation, and we will start as soon as the timer ends. Let me get that set up now. Okay. I got it. There we go. Okay. So in these last couple seconds, welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here today. Let me head over to the chat. And stop. Let me see. There we go. This is funny. T Thomas '08 said, they sure did lie, girl. This has been a season of burnout. Yes, girl, it definitely is. That's why I think this is a really relevant topic to talk about. So I'm excited to talk about it. Hey, Marissa, I'm glad you got a chance to join today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Megan. Glad to see you. You know, I'm always glad when you ladies are here for the conversation. Listen, y'all, I had my drink ready and then I knocked it over. So I had to go put my blanket. Of course, I knocked it over on my bed. So I had to go put my blanket in the wash, and I was like, you know what? I'm a forgo the drink today until I can get myself my little table, get my little setup, so that I don't make any more mess. But I hope that you guys have got a chance to get your drink today, so you can sit while we chat. You know, it's always a good time. I love when we get together. So as I said, today's conversation is burnout real? And there's Kina sent me a great conversation starter, this reel that was actually stitched together from a clip from the Diary of a CEO and with another creator. So there's a whole bunch of different perspectives to talk about around it. And then of course, I always got my own perspective and I'm excited to hear yours as well. So that's what we're talking about today. But before we get into that, I always love to start by celebrating our wins from this week. So let's start with that. Take a second, pause, and think about what are three things that you are celebrating from this week because you deserve to be celebrated. Sis, I know you work hard, but I also know because you are good at working hard, you probably have not stopped to pat yourself on the back. And this is your weekly reminder. Pause, slow down, tranquila, sister. Take a second and pat yourself on the back and let us know what you're patting yourself on the back for so we can pat you on the back too. You deserve every bit of the celebration of who you are. So, yes, let's take a second and celebrate. While you're taking a second and you're using your fingers to type that all out in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and share a couple of wins from my week. Okay, y'all. My first win. I think that I told you that I needed to take a certification because I've been working as an assistant manager in a restaurant, and a part of doing that is uh you as a manager you need a certification. It's called the serve safe certification. And I got my results back yesterday and I passed. Yay! Which is great cuz they set it up where you do a workshop and then you take the test. And that was really all the studying I did. I didn't do too much studying before that. So I'm very grateful that I passed. The other good thing about this is once you get the certification, um, even though it was the company that paid for the certification, I get to take it with me to other jobs and positions, which is really great because I think that I've told you guys that I have a drink line planned in my mind because I hate hydration. But I also know it's one of the things that are so good for my body, so good for my well being, so good for my soft life. And so this was been the drink that I have that has like helped me get back on track because I am terrible at staying hydrated because I don't like drinking water. So this having the certification is going to help me with that. So it's a big win that I passed the test and that I get to keep the certification regardless of whether I stay at this position or not. So that's my first win for the week. Yay, Marissa. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Congrats on getting my certification. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very excited about it. I'm very, very excited about it. Listen, the second thing that I'm excited about, win number two, I have officially put in my resignation for the first job, and I'm already in the final interview process for a new job. That first job that I applied for, I don't even know how much details I gave you, but I decided that it was, well, for one, the environment was absolutely toxic, but even the parts around it weren't really a good setup for me. Like the restaurant was open 4 a.m. to midnight, which means that I could end up on a early morning shift, an afternoon shift, or an evening shift. And I've been trying to do that for the last 8 weeks. And let me tell y'all, that has knocked me on my ass. I was like, oh, this reminds me of I'm not a spring chicken like I used to be. I don't just bounce back from the different. Listen, my circadian sleep rhythm is set and it is not like in this. So I decided it just wasn't a good fit for me all the way around and I went ahead and put my notice in, and God has already been opening up other things. So I'm quite excited about that. I love it. Maya said, people who say burnout isn't real, like writers who say writer's block isn't real. Burnout and writer's block are absolutely real. Exactly. Exactly. Which is why I'm so glad we're going to talk about this today because The first thing that creator says is she's like, listen, let's get past this clickbait stuff and actually talk. But it's funny when you see, I want you to see this reel that I'm talking about, because this woman seems to truly believe, like it's almost like she doesn't actually believe that what she's saying is clickbait, which blows my mind. You guys are really going to love this conversation. So I'm glad that we're going to talk about this today. Thank you so much, Maya. I'm so glad that you got a chance to join today. Hey girl, it's good to see you. I think this is going to be a really good conversation about burnout. Don't forget, take a second and share some of your wins in the chat so that I can celebrate you as well. This is not just about celebrating me. I'm just sharing some of the things, well, until I have some for y'all to share that I can celebrate for you. So share, share, share. I want to hear, what are we celebrating? All of us. What are you celebrating this week so I can celebrate you as well? Okay, so that's two of my three wins this week. Let me see. So the first one was a certification. Oh, I know what the third one is. So the third one is, I have, every day that I get home, I have a conversation. I've been having a conversation with China about getting our card decks made. Can you tell I'm excited? Oh, let me do an extra shimmy. Yes, yes, yes. So excited. So the activities deck that I've been talking about for, gosh, a year, 2 years now, is in the making. It is really in the making. I've been going to different stores to just try to get a handle on, like, what did I want the packaging to look like. So it took me a little bit to get that figured out. And then once I got that figured out, I started sending that. I think I'm in conversation with 6 different manufacturers in China, about getting prices and minimums and um what how does the can I make the packaging like this, and can you make the dividers like this instead of that, and language barriers and all of that stuff. And it's been a lot of fun. I wish that it was something that I could show you. Right now it's just a lot of back and forth emails. Or else I would be showing you the behind the scenes. But I actually am going to a Barnes and Noble tonight. There's a specific construction that I saw that I really, really liked. And this morning, one of the manufacturers that I've been talking with said, that's not possible. And I'm like, homegirl, I saw it in the store. That's the whole reason, that's how I got the idea. And she's like, no, it's not possible. And I was like, okay, bet. Let me go see if of course I saw it while I was home for Thanksgiving, and I didn't take pictures and I didn't buy the set. So now I have to go back and see if I can find the set in a store local to me, because I tried to call the one in Pittsburgh to see if they could find it, at least tell me what the name of it was. And they couldn't find which one I was talking about. So I'm going to have to go. I'm going to Barnes and Noble tonight after we get off and try to find the one that I like the most, and send their pictures based on, what I really liked about it. So I'm really excited about that. I already have a lot of the content of what goes on the cards already organized. I'm still partnering, I'm collaborating with my best friend that is a print designer. She has her own brand. So you guys have heard me talk about her stuff because she does the Black Girl ornaments, the Black Girl Nutcracker ornaments. Um, which are selling this year as well. They sell so well. So yeah, we're still partnering with that and getting all of that figured out. But we needed the packaging because we needed to nail down the details for the packaging so that we could start getting the design placed on the packaging. So that is my third win for the week. Like, I'm so excited to be seeing this card deck come to life. I think it's going to be a great companion to some of the other card decks that are out there, like the Rest deck from the Nat Ministry really gets into like affirmations, and it does have some activities in it, but this the deck that I'm creating is all around restful activities and all around the 7 types of rest. I think I also want to bundle it or make an offer to make sure that you guys check out the book that has some really great content around the 7 types of rest as well. So I'm really excited. around how this is coming together. And this is going to be such a simple and tangible way to start getting more rest and fun in your calendar, even as we start transitioning your life from burnout to this place where you get to fully enjoy your life, even while you're still building and developing and achieving all the things that you have planned. I don't think I don't believe that you have to choose between one or the other. You just have to do it differently than what hustle culture has been telling us we have to do. So hence the conversation about burnout, because when we keep doing it the way that hustle culture tells us, man, that process just lays us out. And I'm not willing to be laid out, especially because it's not mandatory. It doesn't have to work that way. So gets me excited, y'all. Gets me excited. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's my 3 wins. Thanks for taking a second to listen to my wins and celebrating with me. I appreciate you. Let me see. Megan said, my wins. Come on, Megan. Tell me. Tell me your wins. Megan said, I've still been keeping up with my meditation. Girl, it's going on a month right now, right? Listen, that is a super, super, super win. I love it. Number 2, I've gotten gifts from customers at work. That means they really love you, girl. They said, listen, we're so glad you're here. You know what? I meant to say, I've had some of that at the job that I've been at now. Um, like some of the other employees are like, I'm really sad that you're leaving. When that manager leaves, I hope that you come back, because we have a really toxic manager right now. Yesterday we had a customer that was pissed off about his uh about his sandwich. And let me tell you, I had nothing to do with it, but I had a manager shirt on, so he decided that I was the person that he needed to talk to. And he's like, listen, I understand this is a lot of work and y'all are managing a lot of things, but I don't even trust y'all to make my sandwich right anymore. And he like threw it towards me. He didn't throw it at me. He threw it like towards me. And the other girl was like, girl, you handled that so well, because I would have not. Mm-mm. I said, girl, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Like, he didn't hit me with it. It's fine. We got him taken care of. And like, so I get that when your customers are like, yes, I'm so happy for you to be here, that means you're doing something right. That is an absolute win, Megan. Like, get it. Get it, get it, get it. Yes. Yes, boo. They said, listen, even, and I think that's another thing that we should attribute and take to heart. Even when we feel like the job is not flowing the way that we want to, or it's not, being as fulfilling as we think it could be, you are still making an amazing impact. So much so that people are sending gratitude, physical gratitude to you to remind you, hey, we're grateful you're here. Like, that's amazing. That's a huge win. I love it. Megan's third win. I had some PTO to use by the end of the year. So I have this upcoming week, this entire upcoming week off. Yes and amen, Megan. I love that. Oh, that's so nice. Take it off, girl. What did you decide you're going to do? Are you going to do nothing? Do you have something planned? Are you trying to take a vacation? Are you doing a staycation? Are you doing a hibernation? Because all of those are good options. Every single one of those are good options. Listen, I just got booked for a house sit on Rover. So this one is actually going to pay me. And it's for a week. And it's the week after I finish working at the restaurant. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I think I'm going to be like hibernating this whole week. So I completely understand if you're like, I just want to stay away from every human possible. I love it. Marissa said, y'all are a great combo. Technical designer, life coach, and print designer is the dream team. Yes, thank you. We are a good combo. You listen, this is I met Seminaire the last time I lived in Charlotte, which was right after I graduated college. So in 2006. Seminary and I have been friends for going on 20 years. It's funny, my closest friends, all of us have been like friends for a long time. My other best friend, we became friends in 2001. So we're going on 24 years. And it makes me feel so old to say that number. But this friend, Seminary, yes, we've been friends for 20 years. Her godchildren are the littles that I'm always talking about. We work together on each other's businesses. It is so nice to have a great business bestie, and not just a bestie, but also a collaborator in a lot of ways. So I'm super, super grateful for her. So yes, thank you for recognizing that, Marissa. I appreciate it. Marissa said consistent meditation is an amazing accomplishment, Megan. Yes, come on, Megan, celebrating you all the way, girl. Did that. You did that. Go, Meg. Go, Meg. Go, Meg. Go, Meg. Glad to hear your clients are celebrating you and you are celebrating yourself with a week off. Well said. So well said, Marissa. Thank you. I love it. Megan said, thank you, Marissa. I'm not going anywhere. I wish I was, though. I understand that. I'm doing a combo of resting and getting some long put off things done. Yes, I love it. I love it. I hope one of them is getting your passport, girl. Come on. I love it. And that's okay. Like, yes, while we always want to be traveling somewhere, sometimes we need to just sit our tail down. So I'm glad you're taking a chance at some time and some space to do that too. I love it. Thank you for sharing your wins, Megan. I love that so much, and for Marissa celebrating you as well. Thank you. I love it. So, ladies, if you have any more wins, please drop them in the chat. I would love to celebrate you. Again, you know you deserve to be celebrated. And this is not about, oh, I need to have a certain type of win. I need to have a win about work. I need to have a win about life. No, you have whatever win, whatever came to mind when I said, what are your wins for this week? That's what you celebrate. We're here to celebrate it with you because you deserve to be celebrated in all the ways. So, yes, take a second and put those in the chat. While you are doing that, we also need to give out some stickers for this week. So, if you have taken some time this week to prioritize rest, meaning you took 30 seconds to close your eyes and say, listen, this is for me, nobody else, or any other form of rest. Or any other form of fun, because fun is restful as well. It's a refilling of our cup. Whatever ways that you have taken to fill up your cup, even if you've only done it for a little bit, then you get to claim a sticker. This is not me telling you, this is not any way that I'm like, oh, you have to do this, that, or the other in order to claim it. It's just you deciding and affirming that you took time for rest this week and then claiming it for yourself. So if you've taken time to prioritize you this week, to prioritize rest and fun specifically for you, not for everybody else, but for you this week, then you deserve to claim a sticker. How do you claim a sticker? So easy. Go into the chat and put hashtag STICKA. Yes, sticker. Get a little vibe to it. A sticker, not a sticker, a sticker. Put that in the chat, and I will make sure that I add you to our weekly check-in where you claim your stickers. It's like when you were in elementary school and the teacher gave you a sticker and you were like, oh, look at me. I did that. I got that sticker. Had a little shimmy to it and everything. Yes, that's what we're doing right now. Okay. So if you want to claim a sticker, put hashtag sticker in the chat. Megan said, it's been my experience that bad managers are the reason that people leave jobs. It's not always the tasks or the coworkers that drive people away. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's driving me away. In this little bit of time that I've had this job, I'm going to say it's been about I guess about 6 weeks now. I've had two managers. Both have been bad. And here's how bad they've been. They've been so bad that the team that like pretty much had like factions. It was like three different factions on the team. The part of the team that cared about this, and the other one that cared about that, and the other part that cared about this. where they were like button heads before, now they're all united because they have a common enemy. The common enemy is to get these stupid managers out of here. That's how you know how bad it is. And both we've had that with two different managers back to back. You add that with the store has been in emergency mode the whole time. So my training has been uh sparse at best. um it's just, and the fact that the hours have swing so much just on a personal level, that's not necessarily the great fit. So yeah, it definitely, I probably would have dealt with a lot of, I was dealing with a lot of other things until I had three specific situations with managers, and I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. No, we're not doing that. And that's what it came down to. So I absolutely agree, Megan. Absolutely agree. The leader does define the culture and the team, and so it makes a difference. So I'm definitely being, well, and sometimes you don't know that until you get into it. So I'm doing my best to be picky and ask questions about that as I continue to look. And I'm sure as you guys, I know Megan, you were looking for a new job. You're probably having similar conversations. So I get it. I love it. Okay, Megan said sticker. Yes. Let me get the spreadsheet out and have you claim your sticker, my girl. Yes, yes, yes. Screen here. Sticker is claimed. Okay, there we go. All right. So the sticker for today, because we already chose them last week. Today is December 12th. Listen, it's been really foggy down here, but I've been so glad it has not snowed. But it's Georgia. It's not supposed to be snowing yet. It doesn't usually snow until honestly like January, February. So hopefully it holds off. Is it, I'm imagining it slowing up in Detroit. And the job that I'm looking at is in the mountains. It won't be here in Atlanta. Well, I'm looking at a couple of jobs here too, but the one that I'm on the last part of the interview for is in Asheville. So I might be dealing with some snow. So how are you dealing with the snow? Are you staying warm? You got your electric blanket out? You drinking tea all day long? How you doing? Cuddling with your kitty cat? How's it going, y'all? I want to know. Yes, I this week there was no way I would have survived without prioritizing time for rest. I mean, there are times when I'll be at work and I'll just be like this. They're like, girl, you okay? I'm good. I just needed a second. That's all it was. So, yes, I hope that you've been prioritizing time for rest and fun too. Megan, I got your sticker claimed in here. It's all yours. Is anybody else claiming a sticker today? I will make sure I get it in here. Megan said, I will for sure be putting in applications while I'm off. I completely get it, girl. I get it. I put in 3 today. So, like I said, I already have some that are moving, and I was like, yeah, my energy wants to be open and ready for the right position. Um, and sometimes that's a matter of like applying for multiple things. And so that's what I'm doing too. It sounds like somebody came in the house. And my brother is in Japan, so it must be his friend. But I can't tell. I could just hear something banging around. So all right now, hopefully ain't nothing crazy happening. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so yes, I'm glad you're putting in applications while you're off. And I hope you go get to do something fun. I hope you get to go hang out with your family that you just reconnected with, eat some good food, watch some good movies, get some good sleep. That's what I intend to do on my week off too. I listen. Megan said, "Yep, it snowed two different times and I've been out shoveling, girl. I'm sorry. That's the best I got for you because I'm sure not into the snow. I hope that you are still doing so well regardless of it." Yes. Okay. Well, I got your sticker claimed in the meantime. If there is anybody else claiming a sticker, make sure you let me know so I could go ahead and add that to the spreadsheet. Yeah. Okay. So now that we got the stickers in place, let me go ahead and turn that off. Again, you if you're watching on the replay, if you are um driving and you're listening and you can't put hashtag stick in the chat right now, you can always come back and put it in the comments of this video and I will still make sure I add you to the spreadsheet and you will still get your sticker. Okay. So I want you to get your recognition. Listen, you don't have to be physically present to get this. This extends past that. So I like to make sure that we have that option available. Okay? All right. So that being said, um I'm gonna go ahead and start transitioning us into our topic. But wait, Megan said, I've been drinking lots of cocoa. I got my heat cranked up too. I don't fool around with electric blankets because I feel like it would be final destination situation. Megan, that's funny. I mean, I guess I can understand that. Today, when I spilled the drink, of course, I spilled it on my iPad, and on my iPad, which was already, I had already spilled something on it before, was like liquid notified. And I'm like, oh gosh, please don't spaz out. So I understand being like, I don't want anything crazy to happen. And let me tell you, girl, specifically for the electric blanket, which if I end up in Asheville, your girl is buying a new electric blanket. I just wore mine out. It's time I need a new one. But let me tell you, that thing is magical. It's more magical than I think you realize, especially if you get a cute one now. I don't know how I'm gonna get a cute one now because the last cute one I got from Amazon, and your girl is not shopping at Amazon since they rolled back their DEI stuff. So I don't know how I'm gonna find a cute one now. I'm gonna have to like do some really good research. But let me tell you, it's nice because it can be crisp, like in the room, but you could be like snuggly. It's like, I don't know. It really is a magical thing. I don't even know how else better to explain it. But to each their own. If you worried about Final Destination, I understand. I don't want no Final Destination stuff happening to you. That's honestly how I feel about in the sinks. The food grinders, the disposal. That's how I feel about the disposal. I'm always like, I swear there's always something stuck in there. And my worst fear is to put my finger down in there. I'm like, oh no, that sounds and feels terrible. I'm not into that. So yes. That being said, I should also say, look, my thumbnail is finally coming back. Remember, this is the thumb that I closed in the door and the nail fell off. I just said that because it reminds me of some Final Destination stuff. Sometimes though, I feel like stuff like Final Destination stuff happens in a place where you don't expect it, which was the other reason why it made me think of my thumb, because I never would have thought that would happen. And yet my whole thumbnail fell off. So hopefully, I'm saying that to maybe it'll convince you to give it a little bit of a try. But if not, that's okay too. Whatever works. Like you said, you got your cocoa, your heat is cranked up. You comfortable no matter what. That's all that matters. Megan said, I'll stick with my 4 blankets on my bed. I am mad at you, boo. I am mad. Do it feels good. Girl, 4 blankets on my bed, and I would wake up in a puddle of sweat. Let me tell you, the night sweats are getting me. That perimenopause. Hey, girl. Hey, Perry. Yes. She been getting me good. I can't sleep with no 4 blankets. I'd be in a puddle of sweat. A puddle of sweat. So I don't even sleep under my electric blanket. That's more when I'm watching TV. That's like, and then after that, I have to take it off. I can't sleep with it. Okay, you see, I can talk about electric blankets forever. Let's move on. Okay, so remember, I said the topic for today is how this woman has said burnout is not real. Let me go ahead and pull this up so that we can watch this reel together. Now we're going to watch the whole reel, which is the clip of the clip, and where it's going to also be this lady's response, okay? So let me go ahead. Now, you know, the first time I do this, I got to get all the stuff. I wish this defaulted to the one that I actually prefer, but that's okay. So she's talking right now. I can't restart it. Okay. So while she's doing all of that, let me see here. Because she is going in. Can you tell? She's like, listen, we're gonna talk about this. And you know what? I'm not mad at her. She's like, listen, I'm going to give you the actual realness, not the controversy. Like I'm gonna clear things up. So I think it's really good. I also just have a slightly different perspective about it. So let me see. I really want this to restart. This is the only part I hate about Instagram. Like you can't make
doesn't protect you. Actually, passion sometimes is the reason why you burn out. It's the same.
You see, she is going in. I'm like, girl. So y'all make sure you take a second to follow her. I want us to get it from the beginning. So I'm like trying to give it a second to go all the way through. Because unfortunately, this is the only way that Instagram lets me do it. I guess I could have downloaded it, but it's okay. We're here.
Out. A human being cannot burn out. I think that that's a misconception about hard work. I don't know successful people who are still in the game who are burnt out by a long day.
Sorry, I needed some eye drops so I can roll my eyes properly. Jesus Christ, woman. Let's talk about it. Unlike you, I live in a world of evidence, not clickbait. Burnout is real. And yes, you can actually burn out from a job you love, not a job you hate. And as a successful person, me, who had a job that she adored, me, I can tell you the story of my burnout. I was so obsessed with my job that I actually put myself in a hospital. And no matter how much money I threw to fix it, acupuncture, massages, cupping, therapy, anti anxiety pills, I don't know, exotic destinations and vacations, nothing worked because guess what? I was trying to outspend my burnout. And I know you don't believe in scientific evidence, but according to Harvard University, World Healthcare Organization, burnout is not about loving or hating your job. It's about chronic stress without recovery. And it doesn't happen after a long day of work, you silly goose. It happens when you're passionate, but you cannot disconnect. That's called obsessive passion, not unlike your obsession for attention. So, no, passion doesn't protect you. Actually, passion sometimes is the reason why you burn out.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that bad boyfriend that you try to change. Taylor Swift was right when she said he was only good for the weekend, like my exotic vacations. So please stop spewing this nonsense. And I know you're very proud of yourself because this bit went viral. You know what else went viral? The flu. The flu went viral. People. People.
You can't burn out. A human being cannot burn out.
Pause. Okay. So, ladies, what are your thoughts? Listen, first of all, I think this lady is funny. She said, hold on. The flu went viral too. She is throwing darts, and I'm not even mad at it. So, again, the initial reel is from it's a clip, a conversation, a podcast conversation on the diary of a CEO. I don't actually know who this woman is that's talking. But she's saying that burnout is a misconception of hard work. My thought is we try to make everything like this black and white, it's one or the other. I do believe that hard work most definitely uh affects our burnout, and I don't think it's the only thing that causes burnout. And that the way that Professor Loredana was talking about it lends to that, because you could be burnt out on, you know, the work that you're doing, but you could also burn out on your dreams, meaning that a lot of times we think that the only people that are burnt out are the people who hate their jobs, are the people who are feeling stuck. That's not always true. I'm felt that kind of like burnout where I felt stuck when I was in corporate America, and when it was a job that I knew that I was starting to realize wasn't the vibe that I wanted for my life. But I also burnt out as an entrepreneur when I absolutely loved every single bit of what I was doing. And yet, exactly as she said, I really struggled to disconnect. So it's not like, oh, it's not the precursor of, oh, I hate my job is not true about what burnout is. And yet, I'm saying burnout is absolutely real. It could just happen in multiple different ways that we aren't necessarily recognizing. Um, the other thing that this creator says, she says, let me see, let me try to share it again. I think it's really interesting. She said, I've never seen a rich person who was burnt out. And I was like, she's a lie. I've seen so many creators, or maybe just in her little oblivious whitewashed circle. Maybe, or maybe they don't actually talk about it. Because here's the thing, especially for my ideal client, for who I work with, a lot of times we feel bad for saying, I'm absolutely tired, because, well, we're accomplishing all the things. Like, oh, is that not the price that we have to pay to accomplish all of those things? And so a lot of us feel bad to say, I'm 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 not okay, which puts us in this place of pretending that we're fine, pretending that we are okay, pretending. And I don't want any of us to have to pretend that we're not, that we are superwoman, because we don't have to be superwoman. We can be supported. We can receive help. That's the part that allows us to be soft. And yet, when we ignore the fact that burnout is a real thing, we're taking away our ability to lean into that softness. Um, at least those are my first thoughts. So I want to see, what are y'all saying here? Listen, Maya said she's hilarious. You right. She is hilarious. Professor Lordana, she's like, listen, let me put my eye drops in so I can roll my eyes properly, because this is a whole bunch of hootenanny. I said that nice. That's a whole bunch of BS, a whole bunch of bullshit. That's what she really wanted to say. Megan said, I'm glad I waited to watch the whole video. I was about to be mad at at the wrong white lady. Megan. Megan said I was about to be mad at the wrong right lady. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Right. Be mad at the white lady in the little video, not the whole reel. Tracy said, I agree with pretending. That is exhausting. It's so exhausting to put up this front that because I am accomplishing all the different things, and I try not to put it up. I try not to front about it right now, even in the midst of my business. Today, y'all, especially as I've been dealing with the things that I've been dealing with at McDonald's, I'm working on a new product. I'm recreating things on my website. I've been talking to you ladies about how I've been making a shift in my business for the last quarter. Um, uh, I've been bopping around the country. All of those things take energy. Today, your girl is tired. After I go to Barnes and Noble, your girl is coming back to watch TV and eat popcorn. I am coming back to rest. Because even though I had wins, I also had the worst tension headache I've ever had in my life. But when you have to pretend that those other things are not happening, that the downs are not happening even while the highs are happening, but this is a both and thing. You can have both amazing things going on and have low things happening. But if we don't have the tools and the community to be open and have space and talk about those things, then we don't get the support we need. And that's exactly why I created Jaya with Rashidat, because it's that space, it's that community for us to be able to have these real and open conversations on a regular basis, not just on a Friday, and to also have the tools to be able to manage it as we go through it. I mean, I share this stuff because this is the same stuff that I'm navigating and have figured out some really good resources on how to navigate it in a way that allows me to not pretend, that I can be fully present, but I can also be honest. I still want to achieve goals. A lot of the content around burnout is like, well, just burn everything down. To hell with your job, to hell with succeeding, to hell, to hell, to hell with everything. I am an ambitious person. My money archetypes are maverick, ruler, alchemist. I like to build empires. I like to do things that are unique and crazy. And I love to do things that I believe develop magical, like to develop a magical lifestyle. You're telling me I just stopped doing all of that because I'm burnt out? No, I figure out a better way to do it that I can still live fully who I am without burning myself out in the process. And that's exactly what I do for myself and what I help my clients do too. It's so important because we don't have to sacrifice one to get the other. We absolutely can have both. And that doesn't mean you won't have seasons, like I'm in a season right now of transition where you have it where you're coming down and things aren't quite, they aren't quite as soft as you would like them to be. And yet it is a season, it is not a lifestyle. My lifestyle for the most part is this space where I can show up in that authentic way and not have to be burnt out to do it, and yet there's seasons. So it's learning to navigate both. Listen, listen. Okay. Megan said that's also why I don't think every hobby should be monetized. Agreed, Megan. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys remember, I created a video like a year and a half ago where I was talking about dancing. And that was one of the first things that I said. I love to dance and I will absolutely, and I could be a really good teacher. Had people ask me to teach them. I've given workshops here and there, but I will never monetize it as a business because I don't want everything that I love to be attached to a monetary gain, because it starts to take the fun out of it, because now I have to do it on a consistent level that I don't necessarily have to do it with as a hobby. There's a lot more flexibility and freedom to it when I can just do it as a hobby and I don't have to monetize it. I'm not saying that you can't monetize any of your hobbies, but I agree with Megan when it's clear it is not healthy to monetize every hobby. That's not helpful. Absolutely agree. Tracy said, "You know what? I think it is too, the concept of growth. I think burnout also became front and center when you don't put growth as a focus and you become stagnant." So I agree. when you when everything becomes about I have to achieve something rather than allowing yourself to grow in the process. I mean, that's pretty much the essence of when someone says, the saying, uh enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Like, the growth is what happens on the process. The growth is the adventure. The growth is the roller coaster where we get on the roller coaster and either we're white knuckling it or we're throwing our hands up in the air and saying we, or some version of both. But that's the enjoyment. That's the part where we get into the joy, is when we're like present in it in the moment, rather than so busy trying to push our way through, bulldoze our way through to the other side. Um, and so enjoy it even in the process, even when it's stressful, even when the manager is toxic, even when you're like, I don't think this is working for me, even when you're like, to hell with this, and even when things are going well, even when momentum is building on your dream, be present in this moment. Yes, we know what our future is that we're building. We know where we're trying to go, But if all you can do is look at that, you miss what's happening today. And this is one of the key skills I teach inside of Jaya with Rashidat. I call it periscoping. It's learning how to zoom out and look at the vision and the big picture when you're making decisions, but to zoom in after the decision has been made and be present in the moment, because this is where the joy happens right now while we're talking and we're having a good time and we're watching the reel, we're making fun of white people, you know. And if there's any white people on here, oh well. This is what you get when you come up in this space. But you know what? Like that's what it is. This is the present. This is where the joy happens. So even though we know what our vision is, the living, the execution, the fulfillment, the fullness happens in what are we doing right now in this moment. So listen, you see, I could get on a whole rant about this. Where's Keena at? Because you know this was her topic. She wanted to get into this. Okay. Tracy said, Meg, I agree with you about the do what you love. So true. Maya said, I'm a teen of the 1990s. We have learned nothing have we learned nothing from VH1's Behind the Music where musicians talked about burnout? Right. Burnout is not a new thing. It ain't new. But this lady is saying burnout doesn't exist. Really? Really? Burnout doesn't exist? Listen, let me refresh it so we can listen to her craziness one more time. Let me see. This is in the way. Let me move that over. It's coming. Oh, it's not coming. Here it is.
Burnout. A human being cannot burn out. I think that that's a misconception about hard work. I don't know successful people who are still in the game who are burnt out by a long day.
Sorry, I needed some eye drops so I can roll my eyes properly.
I love this. Also, it just reminds me of what Megan said. I was almost mad at the wrong white woman. The wrong white lady. That's hilarious to me. But she says, I don't know any people who are still in the game that deal with burnout. I think that's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I think at some point, if you want to continue whatever game that she's talking about, whether she's talking about corporate professionals, entrepreneurs, content creators, parents, adopted parents, because all of these different things, all of these different roles in life, we call them games, but these are roles in life. And a lot of times we have multiple of those roles. And not only that, sometimes the priorities of those different roles conflict with each other. And all of those things are the things that make us feel like if I just work a little harder, then I'll be able to do them all, which all lead to burnout. And she's literally saying that burnout doesn't exist. What? What? It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And to call these roles that are important to us, taking care of our families, making money on our own terms, building a career, to call them games, I don't particularly like that word. I'm also not a fan. I struggle sometimes with saying when I want to win at life. Even though I do use that term, I have a hard time because who are you competing against in your own life? That insinuates putting ourselves in a position where we have to prove ourselves. And I'm not trying to prove myself in my own life. This is me. I'm just trying to live fully as I am in my own life. Some initial thoughts with that. Let me go back to the chat so I can make sure I'm not missing any of the comments. Yes. Okay. So Megan says, how does that lady think that humans can't burn out? Right. So does that mean that the animals can and we can? What does that mean? Humans can't burn out. Okay. We're not robots. And shoot, I'm sure even robots need to be powered down every once in a while, right? They need to be charged. They need their RAM needs to be upgraded. Their memory needs to be upgraded. Our computers, listen, we upgrade our computers and our phones every 1 to 2. I'm gonna say at the max 7 years. But most people upgrade their devices, robots, on a regular basis, which meant the device, some part of the device has burnt out. It is no longer working at optimal speed, at optimal level. If a device cannot work that long, why is it that a human body cannot burn out? I don't even understand that. Such a great point, Megan. Such a great point. I agree. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Okay, let's hit play again.
Jesus Christ, woman. Let's talk about it. Unlike you, I live in a world of evidence, not clickbait. Burnout is real. And yes, you can actually burn out from a job you love, not a job you hate. And as a successful person, me, who had a job that she adored, me, I can tell you the story of my burnout. I was so obsessed with my job that I actually put myself in a hospital. And no matter how much money I threw to fix it, acupuncture, massages, cupping, therapy, anti anxiety pills, I don't know, exotic destinations and vacations, nothing worked because guess what? I was trying to outspend my burnout. And I know you don't believe in scientific evidence, but according to Harvard University, World Healthcare Organization, burnout is not about loving or hating your job. It's about chronic stress without recovery. And it doesn't happen after a long day of work.
I love how she makes the distinction, because it's more than just about whether you love or hate your job. She clearly talks about how it's about not being able to turn off from your stress. So if you're coming home and all you could think about is work, you're on a path to burnout. If you're coming home, if you're going to work and all you could think about is home, you're still on a path to burnout. Because either way, the point is that you're not able to take a break, a mental break from whatever path of thought that you're on to reset. And usually clarity comes when we get a second to step away and reset from whatever it is that we're going through. And that's what gives us the clarity to decide how to move forward. But if you don't get the chance to step away and you have multiple things that are causing you that kind of stress, that you don't get to pause from, that means your motor is literally going chicka 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 all the time. You're asleep, it's still running. You're awake, it's still running. You're laughing with your friends and family, it's still running. You're crying at home by yourself, it's still running. Like, it's pretty much like a silent killer because you haven't got a chance to detach in order to process and manage that stress. That's pretty huge. And again, she's saying burnout isn't real. How is that not real? How many of us have experienced that where our mind just keeps going, going, going? And it's not like we're not continuing with our lives and we're only balled up in a corner just thinking about this one thing. No, it's just constantly running, like I talked about every week with the open tabs. It's an open tab in the back of your mind that's taking up space, that's not allowing you to be fully present in the things that you have. That all of those things lead to burnout, right? Or am I just the only one? Let me check. Because I have totally experienced that. I've totally experienced that space where I've had to be extremely, extremely intentional about detaching. And that takes emotional decluttering, that takes processing, that takes having a safe space to talk about some things, that takes having a coach to help you make a plan to deal with the different things, especially if you're juggling multiple things. A well-rounded plan to deal with and start to extract yourself from some of those stressful situations. It's not a one and done thing. It's not a one and done thing. It's not a one and done thing for me. But for her to say that it's not even real, again, being mad at the right lady. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me continue it.
You silly goose. It happens when you're passionate, but you cannot disconnect. That's called obsessive passion, not unlike your obsession for attention. So, no, passion doesn't protect you. Actually, passion sometimes is the reason why you burn out. You know, it's the same thing that bad boyfriend that you try to change. You know, Taylor Swift was right when she said he was only good for the weekend, like my exotic vacations. So, please stop spewing this nonsense. And I know.
Okay, so here's the other thing that I want to say about this, because my other perspective around burnout is I do believe that the opposite of burnout is alignment. But alignment and passion aren't really the same things. There's it's a very interesting nuance to this conversation. Passion is like, okay, this is something I love and I want to share it with the whole world. Whereas alignment comes from understanding your values and how you make decisions. So, what are the things that you value most in life? Those things probably empower your passions, but they're not the same thing as your passion. For example, one of my values is self mastery. Self mastery means like I am a beautiful complex ball. Think of this as a ball, okay? And there's so many different colors and different things and different perspectives. And self mastery is getting to really understand all the different depths and colors that happen in this ball. Now, obviously, this ball is just black, but if you imagine it was a colorful ball, that self mastery is one that it's an ongoing thing. It's not a one and done thing. Okay. And my values are that as I'm making decisions about how I'm moving through my life, is the decision I'm making in this situation allowing me to live that value of self mastery? Well, that first takes understanding. Well, what does it mean to live that value of self mastery? So, this is some of the stuff that we talk about again inside of Jaya, because it's to understand if you are in alignment, to understand if you're letting your purpose overtake your life. Because here's the thing, your purpose can become your new drug that your old career used to be, or that your old burnout, whatever it was that was causing your burnout, it could be the new version of that. It most truly can. And I have most definitely lived that. That's why I said in corporate America, my purpose was to climb the ladder until I was like, this is absolute bullshit. This is they're never intending to let me do that. Why am I going after this? And then I left that and chose my own purpose, to impact women, to help us shift our life to a life that we actually love rather than performing as if it does, if we do love it. And at the beginning, before I started figuring this stuff out, I was very quickly pulling myself into burnout for that too. I just made it my new drug. I had to learn how to detach and make space for that not to be all consuming. Nothing, not work, not your passion, nothing needs to be all consuming. We have so many different parts and dynamics to ourselves, just as God does. Like, let's just think about it in the simplest term. God is one, and yet he's three. God is one, and yet he's three, right? Even him, he knows that there's different parts of himself that he can lean into. And did he not create us in his image? And so there's multiple parts for us. And if we let any one part to be more or all consuming than the others, then we are leaving a huge part of the other parts of who we are out. Alignment is being able to make space for all of those parts. But as she's talking about it, that obsessive passion is taking one of those parts, putting all of your energy on it and not making space for anything else. And that obsession is what leads to the burnout. That was a lot. I want to see what your thoughts are. Megan said, I'm glad it was another white woman who commented on this, because when I saw the first lady, I immediately knew she was speaking from a place of privilege. Right, right. It's nice to not be the only one saying, girl, come down to earth, right? I agree. I agree. I agree. So, yes. I those are, as you can see, I do see this from a different perspective. Am I crazy? Am is am I making sense? I think I'm talking about it. I think this topic, we're like talking about it in a very deep way. But I think if we just pull it all out and make it like come from a very simple perspective around it, anything that we make all consuming is overtaking our lives and has the potential to create burnout, point blank. Anything that we make all consuming in our life. If you make another human all consuming, which we call that codependency, you are creating a space of burnout in your relationship. If you do that with a job, you're creating it in a space of burnout with your job, in a relationship with your job. If we do that with our dreams, we're creating a space for burnout within our dreams. Burnout doesn't just mean, oh, we worked hard. It's this space where we allowed ourselves to be consumed by something rather than allowing us to have multiple passions and multiple things that we love. And I think hustle culture and grind culture has created that obsessiveness. And I get it. There's some parts about it where we talk about consistency in a business, where it's like, okay, your messaging should be consistent because it helps people get to know you. And yet there are plenty of creators who talk about multiple things and yet still win. I'm saying nothing needs to make us, nothing deserves to be so all consuming, and that all consumingness doesn't actually make us successful. And I've experienced that in multiple ways. So I'm curious, have you experienced anything like that where you've seen yourself become all consuming, or have you even thought that you needed to be all consuming in order to, succeed at life, to win at life? um yeah, let me finish playing what she said here.
Oh, you're very proud of yourself because this bit went viral. You know what else went viral? The flu. The flu went viral.
He's throwing
People,
darts, throwing darts.
people.
You can't burn out. A human being cannot burn out. I think that that's a misconception about hard work. I don't know successful people who are still in the game who are burnt out by a long day.
Who are burnt out by a long day is what it sounds like she was about to say. Um, yeah. It just makes me wonder, who are you hanging around, my girl? Cause yeah. Um, I agree with you, Megan. It's actually really refreshing that it is another white woman dispelling the myth of another white woman. It's encouraging to know that they don't all think the same way. It's encouraging. Um, but it's also confirming, because we already knew this. We've been dealing with hard work and the effects of being consumed by hard work since slavery, because we were bred to be consumed by hard work. And yet, and I have to come back to this, God from the beginning in creation said, I know y'all gonna have a problem with this. I know y'all don't know how to rest. I know there's going to be so many different reasons why you're going to justify why you need to work hard and hard and hard and harder and harder. But guess what? I'm God, boo. I'm God. And if I can make the world, I can make your whole creation happen in 6 days and then rest on the seventh. I am modeling to you what it looks like to take a deep breath, boo. Guess what? It will still be there on Monday. It will still be there. And it just reminds me like, okay, if God could take a deep breath, I could learn how to take a deep breath. And when it comes back to like the mission that I feel like this has given me from, or he has given me from the beginning when he told me to start this business, was that like, hey, I showed you how to do all the things that I had planned for you. And I also taught you how to live a good life in the midst of that. Like, I'm not a tyrant. I'm not making you into my slave. I want you to enjoy your life. And I'm showing you exactly how to do that. But there's other people that need to know how to do this too. So go share it with them. And hence, here we are today. And hence, Jaya with Rashidat. So I'm excited for that to be launched in January. And I'm excited for us to come together as a community in a deeper way, sharing more resources and content around helping us make that transition. So, yes, I hope that this was a good conversation. Yeah, the whole part where burnout is real. Um, and maybe she wants to be in denial to herself, but we're gonna let her be in that denial by herself. She can keep that. The rest of us are going to go on and create a lifestyle where we don't have to pretend to be fine, because that's what I actually think that this woman is doing. She's pretending she's fine, or she has the privilege to not even have to deal with the things that half of us have to deal with. So, either way, she's kind of oblivious. It feels very tone deaf. And yet, we're not going to be swayed by that. So, that's why this was created. That's why Happy Hour is created. Let's talk about the different topics. And that's also why the co-planning sessions have been a thing. Um, the Transform Your Schedule worksheet. And it's not just because it's not about just transforming your schedule. It's also about bringing your values and your perspective about what makes your life a good life into a new routine that helps you live what you believe in rather than being dragged down by what hustle culture tells you you should do. So, yeah, that's why all of this is created. And I really hope that it has been helpful. So, yes. Also, let me pause and say thank you to everyone who took a second to pause and like this video. I appreciate you so much. This helps YouTube know to go and share this topic with others who are also like burnout is absolutely real, and makes it available for them to share their thoughts in this conversation as well. So I appreciate you for helping me bring this topic to a wider audience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. That being said, y'all, it's officially time to start winding down for the weekend. Brr, 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 brr. Oh, so there are 3 different steps that we do to wind down every single week, and we do them together right here on this call. So step number 1, take a second and look at your devices and see how many windows do you have running in the background. This is emotional decluttering in action. This is emotional detachment from your stress. This is a cleansing. This is a part of cleansing ourselves every single week so that we're not constantly running on that motor, and giving ourselves a chance to reset, recuperate from the different things that are stressing us out from the week. So, um, how many windows are you closing? I know on my laptop, this is closing. Listen, I was closing some other windows this week, today already, because I was like, listen, I got too many things open. I'm tired of seeing this. It needs to go. So I've already closed about five or six, but I got, let me see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I've been working on a lot of stuff this week, so I got some windows open. Nine. And then everything here is gonna close. Oh, we can close this one too. This close one, this one right now. Yes. So I got about 10 windows that I'm closing today. How many windows are you closing? You can share with us in the chat. It's completely up to you. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I hope that it encourages you. I hope that you see the other people sharing how many windows that they closed in the chat. And it gives you permission that you don't have to hold space for those things anymore. If there's anything that you're worried about losing, bookmark it. If it ever comes, if and when it ever becomes a priority, then you know how to get back to the bookmark. But it doesn't have to be a window open on your computer, on your phone, or your iPad. You know how when you close the windows and Google says, you just freed up 365 megabytes of space. Yes, you're clearing up that much space in your mind too, okay? So go ahead and take a second and close some windows. And like I said, I'm closing 10 windows today. Okay. Also, if you're not ready to close windows, no judgment. I hope that you will take your time. This is not like a pass or fail thing. You can work your way into this. I worked my way into this too. I have worked my way into this too. So absolutely no judgment. And it's a weekly thing because I open new windows while I'm during the week, and then I close them down on the weekend. So it's an evolving process that I hope you join us in. So that's step number one for winding down for the weekend. Step number two is to um figure out what fun meal are you going to eat today. Listen, you're moving into your weekend. How do you want to rest deeply during this weekend? Now, let me tell you, I got to work tomorrow. So today was my rest day. Okay. And let me see, but I have Monday off too. So if you have, your schedule is a little bit different, you can either watch this on that day or even still doing the task today. So help you to make space to rest, even when it's just for the evening when you got home from work. Okay. So understand there's space for that. But the second step was to figure out what is the fun meal you're going to eat for your weekend. Okay. Megan said, I only closed one, but I'll work on closing windows and deleting emails a bit while I'm off. Yes. Yes. There's also space to binge it when you have a little bit more time. And doing a little bit every week is still progress. This is not an all or nothing. We don't have to be all or nothing. All or nothing is not really helpful. I don't think it's helpful in any situation that I can think of at this moment. So little by little is perfect. Absolutely perfect in what you needed. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we closed some windows. We started talking about what meal we're gonna have. Now, let me tell you, I don't know what meal I'm going to have today. I did have a dragon fruit and strawberry smoothie earlier today. It was pretty good. It was a little more sweet than I wanted it to be. So I really don't want anything else sweet. Let me tell you, I do have some jalapeno plantain chips. That might be my snack for this evening. And since I have to be to work at 4 tomorrow morning, your girl is going to bed soon. So when I get off of here, I am going to go to Barnes and Noble for the stuff for the activities deck. And then I'm gonna come home and maybe I'll stop and see if I find something that I'm like excited to eat while I'm out. 9 times out of 10, today, I'm more excited to rest than I am to find something to eat. And that sometimes that's just how it is, and it is okay. I think what's better is reminding myself like everything that I could be doing, everything that's on my to do list, none of it is going to blow up because I decided to go to bed early. None of it. I'm going to be fine. Absolutely fine. Everything will still happen in its perfect timing. So if there's anything that you are feeling like, oh, but I don't have time to rest, I can't put this off, please take my permission slip to go sit your tail down and rest. Go rest. You deserve it. Okay. Okay. The third thing that we do as we wind down for the weekend. So, step number one was to close down some windows that are running in the background that you really don't need anymore. Bookmark them, close them, put them in, put the website lists in a note and come back to it later. Close the tabs though. All right. Then the second step was to choose what's the fun meal you're going to eat today, something that reminds you and your mind and your body that you're resting. And then the third step is what's something fun that you're going to do to rest. Now, my fun activity for rest is going to be on Monday because by the time I work over this weekend and then have a little bit of time to like rest up on Sunday before Monday, then I'll have plenty of, then I'll be ready to like, okay, maybe I'll go do something fun. I still haven't seen Wicked yet. Did you guys go see Wicked for good yet? I really want to see it. I would usually be in it in Charlotte, and that's when I would go see it with my best friend, but I'm in Atlanta. So I'm trying to figure out if they're going to be around for Christmas or not. But I also just got booked for, well, I'm talking to someone is trying to book me for a house sit over Christmas. So I need to figure out how that all plays together. But I really want to go see for good. So I might have to call them and make some plans. Like if we don't think we're gonna go together, then I might go on my own on Monday just to go see the movie. So maybe there's that. So yeah, that's what I have planned for my wind down for this weekend. What do you have planned for your wind down? Let me know. Put it in the chat. If you got any good ideas for how you're winding down, share that too, because we always love a good activity, a good restful activity. Megan said, I hope you get some rest, Rashidat, because I know being at work super early in the morning is no joke. Girl, Megan, and you understand my struggle right now. I'm so happy the new job that I'm applying for, their hours of operation are only 10 to 6. I'm like, wow, I never realized how amazing that is. Like, okay, there's corporate America, but it like you can almost go in at any time that you want. But operations for a retail environment that are only open 10 to 6, I was like, this would be perfect. Because what this is right now, this 4 a.m. to midnight is no joke. No, I'm not there the whole time, but the swing shifts and being there that early, y'all, it's treacherous. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Like I just learned something new. So thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. I hope you get a chance to get some rest and fun as you start preparing for your vacation too. Listen, and stay warm in your 4 blankets. Do your kitties like to cuddle in the blankets too? I feel like I don't know too many kitties that. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I do know some kitties who like to cuddle. They just like to cuddle their way. They don't really want to cuddle anybody. Like they're very picky about how they cuddle. But yes. So let me know. All right. So we have officially wound down for the weekend. We had such a good conversation today. Thank you for taking the time for joining me for this conversation about is burnout real? And the different perspectives around it. So I enjoyed this. I hope that you did too. Megan said, the thing is, I still prefer early shifts because I just get it done. Mid shifts and closing are the worst. You know what? I agree. I do prefer the early shift so I can get it done. I really do. But it really throws so much off. Um, I don't necessarily mind a mid shift, like a 7 to 3. I don't mind it. Uh, the, it's not. Let me say it this way. I mind any particular shift. What I mind is the swinging. It's that it's not the same shift every single time, and so my body doesn't get a chance to adjust to the circadian rhythm. It's just thrown off for the couple days that I have to be up really early, and then it goes back to what it was before, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll tell you it makes me tired. So that's what I'm like. I don't know if I hate the afternoon and evening shifts, but it's the swinging from shift to shift. So like this week, let me see, what's today? It's Friday. So Tuesday and Wednesday I had 4 a.m. shifts. And then yesterday I had a 4 p.m. shift and I was off today. Now, thankfully, it's never a late shift followed by early shift. Thank goodness. They do that part very well. So they always give you enough time to recoup. And yet all of us, I've even heard like some of the younger ones that are like in their 20s be like, man, I used to only be morning shifts and now I'm on evening shifts and it's been a lot. So it's not just me. I don't know how they fix that for, I guess if they just make it so that person only does that shift. But when people call out or days off or I don't know. I don't know. I the one thing I do know is I will never own a business where the open hours are from 4 a.m. to midnight. I shouldn't say never because I don't, whenever you do that, you like welcoming it. You're like, welcome something like that to happen. But I don't foresee myself ever wanting to do that. Like, and if I did, I would probably intentionally hire someone. This is a morning shift person. This is an evening shift person so that they can have a regular schedule. And here's the beauty about women owned businesses, the ones that really pay attention to stuff like that, they end up making life so much better for the people who work for them. So I've seen some really well run businesses that have that kind of intention. So yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for saying that, Megan. I appreciate it. Megan also said, that's how my Sunday is. I close, but I have to go right back Monday to open. Closing at 5 p.m., but it still sucks. Yes, girl, it does. Like when you get back to back like that, it's like, oh, I just left here. Wait, is it even the different day? It feels like the same day. It feels like a lot. So yeah, I hope you get a chance to get some rest from that too. It's a lot when you have to close the day before you open. It really is. Okay, y'all. Well, I hope that you get some time to rest. I hope that you make some time for rest and fun this week. If you find any amazing content that is around burnout and replenishment and soft life and um achieving, like still winning at life without sacrificing yourself, share it with me. I love to talk about it. I want to hear about it. I want to talk about it. It's always a good time for us to sip and chat about on Freedom Fridays happy hour. So yeah, take a second, or if you see anything, when you do, I hope you think of me. I hope you hear my voice in your head and you send me a DM on Instagram, or you can email me at rashidat@yourdreamstrategist.com, or rashidat@rashidato.com, either one. Yeah. So those are all options. Also, one last thing before I leave. Today is my brother's birthday, my little brother that I'm actually at his house, but he's in Japan. So there's that. I'm not mad. He's in Japan for, I guess it's been a week now. He's got one more week. So he's I actually need him to send me some pictures. I'm gonna sing him happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Junior. Happy birthday to you. So, yay, happy birthday to one of my brothers. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you, Megan. You have a great week too. I'll see you next Friday. Bye. Oh, my nose is, I hate when my nose does that. Gets all stopped up right before, like when I get into the thick of things. Yay, thank you, Megan. Have a great week. Really like